Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 4 in the NFL, and right now we are doing our usual weekly call with our continues to be our most controversial handicapping guest on our videos by far. His name is The Shark from VegasKillers.com. Guy claims he's the big time bettor in Vegas and offshore. A lot of doubters on YouTube, though. Shark, thanks for being back with us.
Hey, thanks for having me, Peter.
All right. Well, the Shark, I got to tell you, your claim in our last video of having won with the Eagles team total over, betting $100,000, did not win you any, backers, any support from our YouTube following. People thought, this guy's full of shit, doesn't know what he's talking about. Your latest screenshot that you sent me was a more modest bet, $25,000 on the Chicago Bears team total over. Now, my question once again. Was that like a bet that was actually like $100 and you photoshopped it? And if not, where can you bet $25,000 on a team total?
You can bet $25,000 in a lot of places. Here's what I tell any of your downers.
Oh, they don't doubt me. They doubt you, buddy. I don't have too many doubters. I got a few.
Here's the thing. I mean, you got $20 bettors talking to me about limits. That's funny. That's like critiquing. That's like telling me about a movie you've never seen. It doesn't make any sense. But here's what I would tell you: if you think the limits on these on 5 dimes or whatever book you want to use, if you think those limits are actually the limits, I'll tell you to do this: deposit $100 grand in your account, and within 5 minutes, if they don't call you, which they will immediately, then you call them and you discuss limits. I promise you, the limits get dropped immediately. They're not going to keep you on for very long if you beat them, but they will let you bet pretty much whatever you want to do as long as you show them you have the money. You can't call them and say, I'm thinking about putting $100 grand in my account. You have to actually do it. Once you do, you'd be surprised at what the limits turn into.
Well, all I care about, though, is your picks in our video and your analysis and your advice. And that has been very solid this year. You gave us another winner last week. You told us to recommend a play on the over in the Cleveland game. And I got word from Brent from BetDSI that the under was a sharp play. That play lost. Your call on the over won. And so you have a winning record with us so far this year. All right, we'll see what you can tell us about Atlanta, Minnesota. I'm sorry?
Called the score, too. This would be a 23-20 type of game. I think the final was 23-21.
Just on your advice and your actual picks in our videos, you are beyond question, beyond reproach. You have a very good record in our videos. So we'll see what you can tell us about Atlanta, Minnesota. This is a tough one, though. You picked this game, though. I'm a little bit surprised because, to me, this is looking like a pass, right? Minnesota's a 3-point home dog. The total is all over the place, 46.5, 47, or 47.5. And, Bridgewater's going to start for Minnesota, right? Very talented guy, but still, a little bit inexperienced. Probably hasn't mastered the offense yet, learning on the job. Atlanta coming off of long rest. Big blowout win over a cupcake on a Thursday night game. So, I could easily see Minnesota being the side with value as a home dog, or I could easily see Atlanta getting a big blowout win again. Easily see this game going under or over. So for me, it's a pass. What do you like here, Shark Harrison?
I'm going to take the Falcons -3.
Okay.
I mean, it's the most public play you're going to see. I think it's 80%. Over 80% actually money is on the Falcons, which that's easy to guess coming off of what they did to Tampa Bay on Thursday night. But they're getting the extra rest, and if you really believe in the sharp first square, ask everyone who had Jacksonville +7.5, who was calling themselves sharp last week. Ask them how they felt at halftime when they were losing 30-0. I bet they didn't feel so sharp then.
Yeah.
So the lesson here is that the sharps, they do lose. They don't lose that much, but they do. They lose. And I think if the Sharps are back in Minnesota, I think that's a losing proposition. I think that Bridgewater, there's some tape on him now. Obviously not a lot, but there's some. There's definitely tape on Minnesota that the Falcons can use because they just played a common opponent last week and got beat at home. Got beat on the road. Atlanta also is a bad road team. They know they're a bad road team, but let's face it, who did they play on the road? They played the Bengals, and they got beat, but Jake Matthews didn't play that game for them, and the strength of the Bengals is their defensive line. So the fact that they did get beat by an undefeated team really doesn't do much for me. I think that they are -3. It's a joke. I think that's way too small. I think they could win by double digits. Your boy Matt Ryan looks unbelievable. with Julio Jones. I don't know who's going to cover him. I think Roddy White's going to play. And I think the Falcons' defense is a lot better than they got credit for in the first couple games of the season. This should be a double-digit win for them.
The Shark from VegasKillers.com. Most controversial guests we have on these calls, like in Atlanta, -3. Thanks so much, Shark, and we'll talk to you again next week.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.